may not be all that you may not be taken, but at the same time, we want to give people some basic tools to use to enhance their life as far as safety is concerned. That is crucial because we operate in such a way sometimes that we give room for things to happen to us. And while we cannot say for sure that because I operate within a certain way, nothing is bad is going to happen to me. But if you operate in a certain way and enhance the safety and the responsibility of your kids, take for instance, the situation that happened on Saturday with a young child that um, was abducted downtown. Um, in my training, no child at that age should be downtown or traveling by themselves. Yet it's something we do here too. Yes. And so what is happening on the outside, which I'm hoping that with with all that's happening, government, law enforcement, change some of the laws, that parents become more responsible. And if they didn't operate within a responsible way, then parents need to take some of the heat because that young child that happened to, that should not have happened. If a parent was with that child, it may not have happened. So you don't just take your child and send them to Port of Spain by themselves or put them in a taxi without supervision. So some of these things we want to get across to the public in operating and dealing with your children, in dealing with your family to live out a safer life as well.
And I know TV6 actually had a feature over the last couple of nights during the earlier in the weekend on someone who's been missing and talking to the husband and the family and how traumatic it is. And I actually recall, I don't know if you all would recall that a young lady by the name of Juliet Tam, who in 1985 went missing, was one of the most celebrated cases, and up to now, some more than 30 years later, she's still missing, and it really generated huge headlines because it was something unheard of at the time. And Mr. Critchlow, in the sense that what, as far as the emotional upheaval that occurs when someone goes missing, someone from your close friend, family member, someone you know goes missing and they vanish virtually without a trace. What sort of stress does that create?
It's a terrible situation to be in. Some people only when they get in this situation then they will realize how serious it is. But it's mind-boggling. It's like stressful, because you cannot put your finger on it, on what or where your family is at that point, and you may never ever see them again. That's how serious it is. Right?
And in the case of your brother-in-law, and I hope I'm not delving too much into your personal life in that sense, but has the family ever gotten any sort of indication, or they see him in Boston somewhere, they hear he was doing this somewhere else, so have you ever gotten anything?
Never got closure to it. He has his wife and a couple of children, and I mean it's devastating to them because they don't know what happened to their father, where he is, if he's alive, if he's dead, they don't know.
And Minister, as far as people becoming aware of these realities, because people still continue, as you said correctly, you shouldn't be sending children unsupervised all over the place to do things. People, as you said correctly, people still do it.
Yeah.
Do you get the sense that sessions like this that are going to happen tomorrow? I don't know if you've had other ones, maybe Tobago, where
yes,
you
did something.
What sort of success do you think you've been able to have to actually sensitize people to changing the way they do things as far as their own personal safety and the safety of those in their care?
Well, when I first returned from the US and started to understand that this was happening in Trinidad, it was slow. People were shocked at the information I was given. I live in a city where we were losing 250 people per month in Atlanta. Atlanta was the hub of human trafficking. When 1 in every 136 persons is at risk of being abducted, when every 40 seconds, 7 years ago, every 40 seconds someone goes missing in the world, that's an alarm. That's an alarming, catastrophic situation for anybody, any part of the world. And for too long in Trinidad and Tobago, we depend, yes, the police needs to do their job. Counter-trafficking needs their job. Law enforcement needs to do their job. The government needs to put legislation in place that helps and protects people. But at the same time, we the people need to do something about how we live our lives. Don't just open your door when somebody knock. Because you don't know, you're not expecting anything.
I get both up for that from my wife just the other day.
Right.
He says somebody just knocked, bring the door and you just open the door just
That's right.
Look at be a gun in your face.
Exactly. We live in a different world. And I hear Tobagonians talking about, well, we can leave our doors open. That was back then. And even if it was back then, was it a safe practice anyway? Right? We live in a different world where you cannot take chances like that. If you're going out, you need to be, even if you're a man, you need to tell your wife, listen, this is where I'm going. Maybe you need to tell her the route you're going, how long you would be. It's not about this matter thing. We live in a world that changes is change, and we have to adapt to that change by living safer and being more accountable to each other's families and stuff like that. So the change has been slow. People are beginning to get the message. They're looking at the news and they're seeing what's happening in their communities, and they gradually, change is slow, but gradually they're making the adjustment as more and more education and information continues.
We would like to think that it wouldn't be happening, but it is a major issue that we are facing. So before we wrap up, we just want to remind you we're talking about an event that's happening from 3 p.m. tomorrow at the Good News Seventh-day Adventist Church in St. Augustine. If you want more information, you can call 397-5961. Looking beneath the surface is the theme of the discussion. Nigel Critchlow will be there performing his song on human trafficking. It's on iTunes, it's on YouTube. Probably we will interact with him as well to hear about his own personal stories and the challenges that he and his family were facing and what they've had to endure. And I suppose really, to be honest with you, only when you actually caught in the middle of it that you really appreciate how devastating it can be to your spirit and your soul to lose a loved one and have no idea what has become of them, positive, negative, what, you have no idea. So it is something that maybe people should, if they have the time, to take advantage of the opportunity tomorrow afternoon, 7:32 in Trinidad. After break, we'll be back on top of this.